Hello ladies and gentlemen, Keaton here and welcome to Nuclear Throne update number 48. For those of you who do not know, this is the one time a week where we here at Tengu Drop take a look at the latest Nuclear Throne update, grab that change log, put it into video format for your viewing pleasure, and show you as much as possible. With that said, before we head into update number 48, let's quickly recap what happened in update number 47. Update number 47 introduced a new secret transitional level to the game called Oasis. The water-themed level included new enemies and hazards in the form of carnivorous fish, dual-spraying hermit crabs, and underwater mines that can be set off if disturbed. Also added in update number 47 were a ton of new sounds, most of which were weapon-related. And an update to post-boss music, as well as the usual expected changes and fixes made up the rest of update number 47. Now that we're all caught up, let's check out update number 48. This week, Vlambeer have added seeding to the game, and before we can detail what to expect from seeding in Nuclear Throne, a brief explanation of what seeding is. A seed is a number or phrase that a computer refers to when generating anything quote-unquote random. Because computers are unable to generate anything truly random on their own, the seed is very important to making the random factor in games like Nuclear Throne possible. For example, sometimes developers will use the current time as a seed. But this week, Vlambeer have put that power in the hands of the players, allowing them to relive the same experience over and over again if they want to. In other words, Vlambeer have added an optional way to play a less random version of Nuclear Throne. Now currently, seeding in Nuclear Throne is still under very heavy construction, as even defining the seed will take some computer knowledge. In order to use the seed, players will have to direct their attention to wherever Nuclear Throne may be installed. Once there, players will need to include a seed.txt file in the directory, and in that text file, there must be the seed name. And that seed can include numbers or letters. Once done, players can then load up Nuclear Throne and play that seed as many times as they please. To go back to normal, players simply have to delete the seed.txt file. As stated, the seeding feature is still very much a work in progress, and Vlambeer have noted that not everything is currently working properly. For example, taking different routes, i.e. going to Oasis or visiting the Crown Vault, will change the layout of some levels. And other inconsistent factors include enemy weapon drops. Vlambeer have noted that they are aware of these issues and are planning to iron them out in the future. If you would like to read a more in-depth look into early seeding in Nuclear Throne, we highly recommend you check out the full changelog, which can be found in the description below. And as an added note, the seed used in majority of the recorded footage for this update was Tengu Drop. One word. It would be appropriate that the Tengu Drop seed would generate some crazy bullet hell in 1.3. Yeah. Anyway, seeding isn't the only thing added this week, as horror has finally been given its own sound effects. Yes, now when chosen hurt, dying, or blasting its laser, horror can now truly call itself unique. Take a listen. That's all for new content this week, so let's check out this week's fixes and changes. This week's a little short on fixes and changes, no doubt due to the inclusion of seeding. There have been a few tweaks and additions made to Oasis, including the addition of a giant clamshell. This giant shellfish seems to replace weapon chests in Oasis, as when players touch them, the clams open to reveal a weapon hidden inside. Who is hiding automatic rifles in giant clams? Sometimes it's better not to ask such questions. Other fixes focus on Big Bandit and a couple other bosses. But the most notable change this week is to melting. Now sporting a less saturated look, the new melting has lost its color across the board, including all in-game art and mutation art. Guess that means we'll have to recolor melting in our intro too. Huh. And that's all for fixes and changes, so let's take a look at what the community has been up to. Last week, Steam user Sonnet issued the Save the Century challenge, a challenge that required players to fiddle with their save data. Out of everyone daring enough to poke around their save files, it was Steam user Clearly Diplomas who would end up clearly victorious. This week, Solid has issued the Dual Shot-On challenge, a distance-based steroids challenge that doesn't allow players to take rabbit's paw or back muscle. Bummer. But if you would like to get all the details regarding this challenge, be sure to check out the link in the description below listed under Community Link Dump. And be sure to check out the Nuclear Throne wiki to brush up on your Nuclear Throne knowledge. They recently introduced a new community section, which seems to focus heavily on wiki community content, including fan art and events. And that about wraps it up for Nuclear Throne update number 48. Seeding is a very cool addition for many reasons and ensures extended longevity for Nuclear Throne post-release. Though some may not see the value in seeding right now, it's definitely worth it down the line, especially as the community finds new and interesting ways to implement it into their own community shenanigans. It's also great to hear horror finally has its own voice. Or spooky digital whisper. Yeah. Anyway, if you haven't already purchased Nuclear Throne and you want to learn more about it, be sure to check out nuclearthrone.com. You can also subscribe to Vlambeer's Twitch channel where they live stream the development of this game every Tuesday and Thursday. Subscribing gives you access to Nuclear Throne emoticons to use on twitch.tv as well as a Steam copy of the game. And of course, we here at Tengu Drop do our best to cover the latest Nuclear Throne update every weekend or weekday in this case. And we also do a Nuclear Throne playthrough called One Shot every Thursday. So be sure to check back often or just subscribe to the channel. As always, I'm interested to hear your thoughts on the latest additions and changes made to the game. How do you like seeding? How far did you get with the Tengu Drop seed itself? How are you liking Horror's new sound effects? Be sure to leave your thoughts in the comments section below. Thank you for watching, hope you enjoyed it, hope it was informative, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye!